You've been carrying burdens and letting go of what no longer serves you. And new, genuine connections are coming. This message isn't for everyone, but if it resonates, let's see what the universe wants you to know. Okay, so starting off, 556 might be of significance. So maybe the 5th day of the 5th month, or maybe 5 weeks, 5 days from now. Something along that. Also getting like 555 energy. Maybe the angel number might be of significance. You might be seeing those numbers. Okay. And it looks to be that you are experiencing 10 of spades energy. So you might be carrying a little bit of maybe some burdens, right? I'm hearing that. Something around like you giving up something that was not in your best interests. Okay. That's what I'm hearing. And it's really just about humanity. You just being very aware of certain things within the collective. It might also just be about ego that you've seen from others. You're just being very aware and utilizing your intelligence in your way to identify how people are acting around you. Yeah. And there's some sense of need or necessity to kind of restrict your energy from certain individuals. A little bit of a sense of like resistance. Through your learning of like how they operate, not only under pressure, but even as like their shadow self. I'm hearing too with that now these rune. Yep, that's now these. Ooh. And you also have the 2 of spades. You're planning something towards like communication, because there's a sense of failure to communicate in some regard with someone. Okay. And that's interesting that we got that energy from even this, like people are operating kind of oddly around you sometimes. So you're just kind of like protecting your energy is what I'm hearing. Yeah. We'll take a small sip of my water, you know? But yeah, gotta get the throat chakra all right. But yeah, so 3 of hearts. Okay, 3 of hearts. Interesting. So many of you are looking towards relationships that are positive. You want joy and company. Okay. And it looks to be that you're very focused on friendships that celebrate not only you, but vice versa. That's what I'm hearing. And it looks like you're looking for genuine relationships right now. Okay, because the ones of the past were not serving the greater good of the community that you were in. Not only yourself, but others around you is what I'm hearing. This might be like a relationship you might have been in or experienced with maybe a friendship or a lover or partner of some kind. Yeah, maybe even a family member, a coworker perhaps. And yeah, we're just having this surface of like 4 of spades energy, which is like you're recuperating from this miscommunication, okay? You're recovering from it. Yeah. Ooh, okay. We're getting 9 of clubs, 2 of clubs. Something about this one. Not sure why, but universe wanted me to take that as well. But yeah, that Jack of Spades. Okay, that Jack of Spades. It looks to be that you're fighting for something. You're fighting for a cause. You're fighting for something at this time. Yeah, okay. And has something to do with this night. I was gonna say night. Something around night energy. Okay. Maybe it has something to do towards like your drive towards something, your dreams and pursuits, your sense of responsibility, your sense of routine around you. And this 9 of clubs is really just all about you enduring something, you being very diligent and full of strength at this time. And you're coupling that with the 2 of clubs, which is really you planning and preparing things as well. Very interesting energies for sure. Very interesting energies. And it looks like you're just kind of like traversing forward. You're trying to get into new relationships, create new relationships that are serving you in a proper way. But I'm hearing and sensing in the energies. Yeah. And there's also like this huge like strength, like sense of strength with that Uru's rune, because it's about strength, vitality, you coming across with like power, like powerful energy, courageousness, and you're like utilizing your instincts, like your almost like your primal instincts, your primal force, your primal energy, in terms of how you're traversing forward. And it looks to me there's a bit of temptation with certain things, right? So it looks like your immediate vicinity in the past, right? It was like wrecked by some sort of storm. And I'm assuming it's something to do with that communication, right? That negative energy that was in the mist, right? So you were inside this particular structure, this foundation, this community, and everyone was just taking damage. They were just taking attack points. Like everyone was like getting their HP, dropped or something like that. Or they were just taking damage. It was like this AoE attack. Like everyone just took it, right? And so with that phantom energy, it's kind of was giving me like ghost vibes, giving me temperance vibes for some reason. But something about something coming to life that it couldn't be taken down, okay? It couldn't collapse, is what I'm hearing. And it was following you and everyone else, everywhere you went or where they went. And even if you like tried to traverse and like almost like navigate it stealthily, it just seemed to even pass through the walls type of thing. Like no matter what you did, no matter what people around you did, it just felt like it was just always following. It almost feels like a cloud overhead that was constantly just following everyone and creating havoc. Like there's something in the energies, right? That's what I'm sensing. Like someone said something, someone did something, right? And it just took everything out of balance with this balance card. Almost giving me justice card, like a justice major arcana with that Libra vibe. Like it was just knocking off balance from the truth, a sense of fairness and accountability. But eventually it was reaching a sense of balance, okay? Now it's coming to that inevitability. Even though a lot of people suffered, okay? It was like a lot of heart-wrenching altercations, alterations, and things were just out of alignment. And now things are lawfully like lawful becomes chaotic and good becomes evil and vice versa. Like it was all over the place, and now the scales are trying to balance themselves out. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, there's almost like a sense of like authority and truth in that, like even rationality and logic about like what's really coming, what's really happening. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. What's coming to an end? What are the releases that are occurring? Yeah. And to be honest, like it just feels like there's a lot of stormy energy. It says there was an idiot in the mist. Okay, that's funny. So yeah, it's just someone who was just like not working in everyone's best interests, and someone or something almost like unintelligently happened because of like a series of events. Like it just threw everything off. It's almost like giving misinformation or like propaganda almost. Like people have to be very discerning and like utilize their inner truth and knowing, but perhaps no one was doing that, and so it just created like a whole bunch of like turmoil of events. And so you've had to be patient through all of this, deceit and like strategic like hidden motives and people running away from certain things. What I'm hearing. Yeah. But ooh, it looks to be that like you have like siren energy coming out here too. So yeah, like someone was like captivating the attention of many others. So like their voice seems like it was being heard, and immediately plans were put in place to like lure you and many others into like the situation. But it looks to be that you're on top of it. Like you come out of this gaining, okay, wealth, prosperity, inner knowing of like your innocence and your almost like your prestige, your authority is what I'm hearing. Your something along the lines of like, I was getting like almost like what's that, like almost like this emperor vibes, right? A sense of authority and structure. You're just standing in your power is what I'm hearing. Yeah, and back at the deck, you have a sense of like you're gonna be gaining this service from others. Like people are going to be in service of you with a sense of knowing and understanding of like your power and your inner strength, your courage. Okay, and they're going to follow you unflinchingly, almost like they're without resistance, like with complete loyalty. So people are going to be joining you and gaining experience and being able to draw multiple cards even after. We got the Jester, so I'm just going to draw 2 more. So you're also going to be gaining some sort of wonderful item. Someone's going to be gifting you something with that sun energy. Okay, giving me major arcana vibes. Some sense of joy, clarity, success, vitality, and happiness is coming your way. And you're also going to be able to resurrect aspects of yourself that you lost in the past. Okay, something around like your personality and like that something that was permanently changed in the past is going to be changed in the future, is what is being heard here. So yeah, it's cool to see that Jester card. We were able to populate 2 more, which is pretty cool. But yeah, okay, let's see what other energies we have. I love that deck. That deck's cool. I got a couple of new decks recently, so I'm really happy to use new ones, which is nice. Love that. Hey, tarot time. So yeah, gonna jump into the tarot. Love it. Love me the tarot. But yeah, we're getting interesting vibes. Many of you are going on this really interesting, inspiring journey. I'm feeling a strong sense of a spark for you. Okay, I'm getting like Ace of Wands vibes, where it's just new energy coming through. You're inspired, and there's a lot of passion, is what I'm hearing and feeling. Ooh, okay, interesting. King of Wands, 2 of Cups. Ooh, okay. Some of you are coming into some new romance, some new relationships. Okay, with that 2 of Cups energy, something about mutuality between you and someone else. It almost feels like you have options, almost too. Yeah, you have admirers at this time, and you also have this King of Wands vibe. It's like because you lived in your integrity for so long, you've built up this like level of charm around you that's like people see that, like, you know, like when you see a king or queen and something about them just exuberates confidence, warmth, leadership, the ability to create, right? That's what it's giving, okay, for sure. And you have this strong sense of like 2 of Cups vibes, which is like people are admiring you from afar, and you have people coming up to you like, hey, you want to go out, you want to go on a date kind of vibe. That's what I'm hearing. It's definitely some sense of romance there for those of you who are interested in romantic relationships. Really interesting, for sure. Yeah, got a bit of like a card movement here. Ooh, so something about the Chariot energy, King of Pentacles energy, and the 9 of Pentacles energy over that. So you have a strong sense of like this is you as a person. You're like full of abundance. You've reached the King of Pentacles. You have the 9, you have the King of Pentacles, and you have the Chariot. You're making a lot of movement, okay? Yeah, with that King of Pentacles, you have this strong sense of stability and wisdom. You're very reliable. I was definitely getting leadership vibes, and we're getting more of that for sure. And then you have the 9 of Pentacles, okay? This is you just having a strong sense of self-worth. You coming across like very independent, and you're almost like rewarding yourself through your abundance, through your level of self-worth and compassion. Looks like you've been doing a lot of soul work. I'm hearing shadow work, right? And also you're moving in this Cancerian energy, this tarot energy, just like having a strong sense of drive, willpower, very strong sense of determination and action with that energy. So you're just traversing forward into your life, into these new relationships with all of these energies. You're coming forth in a very strong way. And it looks to be that, yeah, it's looking to be very positive. Okay? And I'm super curious, like, with that romance there, like, for those of you who are seeking relationships, ooh, 10 of Cups. Ooh, this romantic relationship or this new partnership of some kind is going to bring you a lot of joy, okay? A lot of fulfillment, a lot of harmony and bliss, okay? A strong sense of love here, a strong sense of emotion, okay, within that connection. You're dancing, you're prancing, you're doing your thing, you're thriving. I'm almost getting the word frolicking. I was getting swan vibes. Maybe the swan might be of significance to some of you. I was seeing visions of birds, okay, in a lake. Ooh, Page of Swords, the Fool. Ooh, you also have energy of the Six of Wands, Ten of Wands. Yeah, so many of you have just been like leaping and going into like this new path, this new energy forward within your relationships, maybe even romantically. I'm getting a lot of strong romantic vibes there. Something about this card wanting to come out, so we'll take this out as well. But yeah, just like a lot of like strong wand energy, strong sword energy. With that Fool card, you're just like trusting the path forward and all the potential that it has to offer. There's a strong sense of the Page of Swords as well. So with that Page of Swords, it's just you just coming forth with a sense of curiosity. You're being very observant and sharp-minded. It feels like some of you are admiring someone at this time too, those of you who are trying to go into a relationship, and you're utilizing your strengths, okay? You got this 10 of Wands vibes, so you know and understand the burdens of a relationship. You understand the strains and the pressures of it, right? And because you're able to recognize that with the Six of Wands, you're going to be able to be victorious in the future relationships that you go forth into. Yeah. And then you're also like just being very wise and almost like, like you're collecting like your inner knowing of things with like being very strategic, okay? But at the same time, like there's like a sense of hidden motive of like, I don't know, like something along the lines that makes me feel like you love the idea of being in a relationship, but at the same time, you're being very observant in terms of like who you want to invest in is what I'm hearing. You're like, you don't want people to be deceitful, so you're being very strategic about things. And if it's not working out, you're running away. You're picking up your swords and you're going, is what I'm hearing. So you're just kind of just utilizing your inner knowing about relationships. But it looks to be that you're trusting the universe towards this new faith, this new path. Yeah, and it's a lot to do with broken relationships in the past with that Three of Swords. There's like some sense of heartbreak prior, some sense of like sorrow and emotional pain, which is kind of why you're being like almost like discerning, is what I'm hearing. But you still want to open up to new relationships too. And yeah, that Knight of Wands energy, you just like, you still have some sense of intensity about like your passionate pursuits and what you want to do with your life. That's probably what's your main focus is at this time too. Ooh. Yeah. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Yeah, you're totally focused on your goals right now. I was getting the huge sense of that. Many of you are just like, relationships are coming in, that's cool. But you're focused on like, I was like hearing like you're focused on the bag. You're focused on elevating your financial security, but you're being lighthearted about it. You're being very carefree, okay? And yeah, you don't necessarily want to disappoint people, but people do disappoint you. Friends or lovers, getting that out of the past for sure. People have disappointed you in matters of romance, matters of just emotion and connection and communication and just trust overall, which has really put you in a place of just like just being very discerning. This for sure is what I got. But yeah, you're still being lighthearted and carefree, right? There's a sense of temporary problems and like just good fortune arising too. But yeah, you're just traversing through it very, very harmoniously. And it looks to be that someone new is entering your life. Yeah, might be that romantic figure that I was sensing as well. Okay? And someone will try to make you do something against your will. Yeah, so just be cautious of some energies in the mist. I'm getting like X vibes from that for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe even someone that's like you've known for a short period of time, or maybe someone of the past is returning, is what I'm hearing. But you've been able to take vacations, physically and mentally recover from some of the damaging things that this individual has done to you. And it's allowed you to change your life for the better. Yeah. But parting of the ways in either romance or business. Yeah, so that's like, sounds like some of you might have been in a marriage of some kind that you had to break off from. Yeah, that's what I'm sensing. But it looks to be that there's someone new entering into your life. But this older person wife, husband, partner seems to be wanting to kind of like impede in that in some regards. So just be on the lookout. Yeah. See what other messages we have here. Okay. Ooh, you're going to receive a gift from this secret admirer. And it's also going to give you a huge sense of material wealth or spiritual growth. Like, it's almost going to make you feel... I was getting, you know, like when someone gifts you something and then it has a strong sentimental value to it that is like unbreaking. Like it breaks like your initial like, the word, like conception, perspective of what a gift means. Like it opens up new emotions and feelings for you that you necessarily didn't have before because you never experienced it. Like maybe you feel like this gift is something very symbolic of your path forward and what the universe is opening up and granting to you in the near future, or even in like just in the current time leading to the near future. Like almost like a sense of completion, like you're feeling whole again, a sense of fulfillment, and like your relationships are evolving and they're being very almost like it's like embodying something of passion, compassion, something like harmony and balance, like something's awakening in your relationships, and it's like has this like dreamlike state to it that is almost like unreal. And it's really inspiring you and bringing across like renewed faith is what I'm hearing. Yeah, it took me a while to get there to that message, but yeah, it's very beautiful to hear. And yeah, those are all the messages that I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And if this reading resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and join our cozy community by subscribing. Until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.